We have a special guest with us. His name is Tinaani Nick Manuel. I hope I said that correctly. Tinaani.
Yes, you actually said it correctly.
Oh, is it? So it's not, is it Shona?
It's actually Shona, Tinaani.
Tinaani.
Right? Yes, so people actually pronounce it like Tinaani.
Tinaani.
So, you know,
okay. I had to just get that right because I usually butcher people's names.
So you actually got it right, though.
Excellent. Tinaani, good morning. How are you today?
Good morning. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. Now, you're like a very diverse, dynamic individual. I mean, you're an author and you have 3 books that you have written. What are these books called? And one of them, I understand, is a bestseller.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, what are your books called?
So I have 3 books that I actually wrote. The first one was Woman in 2018. That's the bestseller there. And then we had With the Weight and as well as Waiting on My Boys. So the first one was a bestseller because when I came out, I wrote about women issues, yet I'm a man. So it was actually in 2018 and the book really skyrocketed to a level that I didn't
expect.
Exactly. So I put it out on Amazon and then it really sold. So many copies, even up to now, it's still actually selling.
Wow, that's incredible. That was going to be my next question. That, you know, women, I mean, you have Women Waiting for My Boas, With the Weight and stuff. You're talking about women issues. Why women?
All right, so for me, it's actually from my background, right? So I was actually raised by a single mother, right? So there are certain women issues that I actually understand from a personal perspective. So I'm a man who understands women issues based on how I lived with my mom. So I sort of like understood the woman condition and what they go through and what they face. So because of that, I said, why don't I write a book for women on what they face from a man perspective? And I felt that they really related with the book based on my own perspective as a man. You know, it's something good when a man appreciates a woman.
Yeah.
From a male perspective, women have this thing to say, you know what, you understand our condition, you understand the things that we're going through. So that's why I wrote the book Woman. It was from my background.
Okay. And some of your experiences, obviously, as you are saying, from being raised by a single mom, I do understand some of the things that you talk about is courtship and relationships in your books. Can you touch a little bit more on that? All
right. So one thing that I actually noticed is they experience more struggles, right? Single mothers in regards to the relationship space. You know, there's this notion of single mothers with everything that is really going on. I think you understand with our society, everything that is going on. So I wanted them to understand that you're special, you're beautiful, you're valuable. Because from my book, the book cover actually has a rose that is bleeding and it is on the ground. But from that imagery, I actually explained that the rose on the ground that is bleeding, it means that no matter how much the rose bleeds, it doesn't lose its shape, its value, and its fragrance. That's how God designed a woman, that no matter how much challenges you face, no matter how many experiences that you've gone through, you're still valuable, you're still beautiful, you're still as special as you are. So that is what the book mainly also speaks about, just on the value of women and the things that they go through, that it doesn't matter what you went through. You can still forgive, you can still be as strong, you can still be there for your children as well as even getting into relationships with the societal norms that we have as for single mothers. You can still have a fruitful relationship and you can actually cut it there.
Okay, and talking about relationships, you are a relationship coach. Are you in a relationship?
Yes, I'm actually in a relationship.
So that means you do base it on experience.
Yes, as well as other people's experiences.
Oh, right, okay.
Because you can't experience every experience. So you have to even learn from other people's experience. Okay. From those experiences, then you can also teach other people from those particular experiences. Okay. Because I feel like there's a difference between a mentor and a coach. A mentor will only teach you from their own experience, but a coach has seen many experiences and they will be able to teach you from those particular experiences. So that's just the beauty of being a coach.
Right.
You can be able to know how Spaniard people actually date, South Africans date, or even how people from India date. So even if a person comes with a relationship problem that is interracial, you understand because you've met other people's
Other people who were in that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so one of the things that I actually found quite interesting is your mentors. You have the Prophet Emmanuel Makandiwa and also Stephen Labossiere. Now, these are mighty people, you know, and I just want you to walk us through the experience of walking with these men.
All right, interesting question. All right, so it's been a lovely experience. Let me talk first about Prophet Emmanuel Makandiwa. So he's a man that is of global stature. He's a man that has understood relationships, even with his wife, Ruth Emmanuel Makandiwa. And from their own experiences and their marriage, I've learned a lot, even from me as a young man, going to the services and learning under them just on courtship, premarital investigations. I've learned a lot. And from that particular side, I said I'm going to take the stem of relationships that they teach and then I'm going to package them on my own based on their particular teachings. It's been a very good journey. They've taught me on how to be a good man, how to be a good father, and how to be a good young person in this dating space. Then Stephen Labossiere is from the United States. He's a person who's really done so well as a relationship coach. And so for me, I said, you know what, I want to emulate this man and what he's done. You know, just speaking to nations, going all over the world, speaking, teaching on relationships. Because I feel as already they say it's a pandemic.
Yeah.
Right. So who are the people that are standing in the gap to make sure that the virus is actually taken care of? So I want to be part of the people that are going to be the remnant that is going to be in between that particular gap to say, this Mujolo pandemic that is there, I want to
How
be there.
are we going to... Yeah.
Exactly.
That's perfect. And you know, you're talking about moving to international spaces. What are some of the accolades and places that you have spoken, that you've gathered along your journey?
All right, so I've actually spoken at a conference in Dallas, Texas. It was a conference that was actually done by one of my colleagues. She's called Michelle Kimber Sam. She's actually a relationship coach in the States. So she had a conference. It was in 2020, and it actually had 12 other accredited relationship coaches. And it was the only one from Africa, from Zimbabwe. So I think it was such a beautiful experience to go there representing the country and them also understanding how relationships are run from our side of the world. And it was such a beautiful experience because I was there, and I was also in Zambia as well. And I've also done another one with Bishop Gray. He's from Detroit in the USA as well. So I've been in several spaces.
And the UK as well, I understand.
Exactly.
You're also in the UK.
Yes, with Dr. Roy Clark as well.
That's it. And being able to speak in such huge platforms like that, I asked you about your awards. What awards have you gotten for doing your work?
All right, so I've actually gotten several accolades as a relationship coach as well as an author. Right, so as an author, I've gotten awards with World Vision, World Bank, Culture Fund, International Coaching and Mentoring Foundation, as well as Black Belt Institute. And then as a relationship coach, I've also gotten Young Influencer of the Year, because they were saying that you're influencing our young people in a good way, not in a bad way. Yeah. So I've gotten those accolades with My Africa Child and Youth Development, as well as Black Belt, as well as International Coaching and Mentoring Foundation. So those are some of the awards that I've actually gotten over the years as a relationship coach and as an author.
Wow, that is just incredible. You're blowing my mind away, literally. And you know, like a lot of people always do really want to find out issues of relationships and things like that. And I do understand that you're a biochemist by profession.
Exactly.
Okay, so from biochemistry
to writing.
to writing and writing books and talk about relationships, why the difference? Why the leap of a difference?
So it's for me, biochemistry is a career, right? But relationship coaching is my purpose.
That's your call. That's what you were born to do.
Exactly. So I believe a person can have a career as well as your purpose as well. Because you can have a job. For example, let's say I'm working in an office space as a consultant. Then from there, I go to my career as a biochemist. Then from there, I come here. I'm not doing my purpose and what I enjoy doing. And I love doing that. So I feel like a person can have all those facets. You can have your job, you can have your career. So as your purpose, and they can all blend in. And this is what fulfills you as a person. This is what makes you whole as a person. So for me, I feel I just said with all these facets and everything that I have, I can do anything that I can actually do.
That's absolutely fantastic. So even as you are speaking right now, I'm just looking at a relay game when they're passing the baton on. So in terms of passing the baton, are you mentoring anyone in terms of mentorship? What is that looking like in your sphere?
Right. So right now we have a community that is called the Relationship Hub. Right. So the Relationship Hub has over 124 young coaches. Right. So we have 124 young coaches as well as WhatsApp platforms. So our WhatsApp platforms are over 25 and they are over 600 people each. Wow. So we're literally talking of a community that has over 30,000 people. That's why whenever we have conferences or events, we literally pick up events.
Yeah.
Yes, we literally pick up events. Our events are overbooked. We have over 500 to 800 people attending just a relationship coaching seminar. Right? For example, one that we had at Theatre in the Park, the police literally came and thought it was a rally.
Because there were so many of you.
There were so many people that were there. So right now we're actually mentoring young people so that they're able to carry it on as well. Because, you know, as we are growing up, you're always taught you can be only a doctor, you can only be an accountant. But you look at right now, marriages are dying, relationships are dying. There are a lot of suicide cases on the rise. So who are the people that are there? Let's mentor others as well so that they can also be there.
And equip them to do this.
Because the harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few.
I love that. I love that. You know, as I did say, you are blowing my mind away and all of the stuff. And there's always so much that we want to talk about, especially to do with relationships. Now, Tinaani, where do we find you on social media if we want to get in touch or be a part of these WhatsApp groups that you have based on relationships? Where are you found?
I'm actually on Instagram, right? It's Tinaani Nick. Tinaani Nick. I'm the only person who's Tinaani Nick.
Okay.
So if a person just types Tinaani Nick or Sir Nick, it will come out, and it's the only account that is there, and it's also verified as well. Okay. So people can be able to follow me there as well. So it's Tinaani Nick on Instagram, on Facebook, as well as on Twitter. So from then, they'll be redirected to all our platforms.
Wherever you need to go. Tinaani, thank you so much for the work that you are doing. A lot of people are struggling out there, and you know what? I'm happy to go on your page and be a follower as well.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Konapo, ipapo pa ZTN Prime, DSTV channel 294, the place to be.